Today on Community Cooking, we have a special guest with us, Riannon Trutanich, CitiCABLE's Canine Corner host. We're making homemade peanut brittle, and she'll also show us how to package it to make the perfect gift. We're cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. So grab a seat and relax because we have another great show coming at you. This is your Community Cooking. Hi, and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm Maria Prekeges, and I'm super excited to have one of our own in the studio today, our guest chef, Riannon Trutanich.
Thank you for having me.
I love it. Well, you are the host of Canine Corner.
I am. That is the show here on CitiCABLE that is all about dogs, dedicated to dogs and their owners. We feature everything from adoption segments to anything a pet parent would be interested in for their canine companion. And we're on at 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. right on CitiCABLE, Channel 3 and KNET 25.2.
Mark your calendars. I love it. So you love to cook, and she's the most crafty person here. Let's just, no offense to anyone else, but you really are.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. But I love to bake. I love to be in the kitchen. So today I have a special treat.
I'm
no
so
pun
excited.
Intended,
I'm so excited. Okay, if you have a peanut allergy, continue watching, but don't make this.
Yes.
But homemade peanut brittle, I think of this and I go, forget it, it's too hard.
It's not, and that's the same way I thought about it. I'd always loved peanut brittle, but it has to be done right, in my opinion. It can go south very quickly, and I have ruined batches. But this recipe is very simple, not too many ingredients. You don't really need anything extra. That's what I was kind of interested in when looking for a peanut brittle recipe. A lot of them require candy thermometers and fancy gadgets. We're just going to be using a pan and some spatulas, and that's really it.
Well, and the ingredients, not a lot. I was really surprised. So tell me about the ingredients.
We have 2 cups of sugar here, 1 cup of water, 1/2 cup of corn syrup, and a 1/2 teaspoon of coarse salt. And then we're going to put that in the pan, get that cooking, and then we will add the peanuts, the baking soda, and the butter after.
Everything tastes better with butter.
Oh, yes.
But that's it.
That's it.
A few ingredients. I like it. 1 pan, and it comes out to that.
Yes.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yes.
So how do we get started?
Okay, so we're going to put in the 2 cups of sugar.
And water.
And I always put it in before I turn the heat on.
I was just gonna say, Riannon, I think we need a little heat on that.
I like to get it. I have found since you're putting in kind of strange ingredients together, or they have very bold personalities.
So put everything together without turning the stove on first because of what you're putting in the pan.
Yeah,
Good tip, because when I put it in, I'm rushing and everything starts bubbling. So
peanut brittle is very temperamental. I have found that it's even different when the weather's different. It'll kind of cook differently. I swear, it's a diva food, but it's delicious. So I'm gonna add our salt in. I'm just going to stir these up.
For later.
Yes, those are the magic ingredients.
And the stove is still not on for a reason.
Yes, I kind of
There's a purpose to your madness.
Yes, yes.
I love it. So you want to combine all that and just stir it together?
Yeah, I like to get it really mixed in. I think it just cooks better, cooks a little faster. And it really kind of makes it more even, I have found.
I still can't believe those are all the ingredients.
Yes, and I make about 40 batches of this during the holiday season, so.
I'm coming over and then we'll jump on the treadmill after.
Sounds good.
Because I'm assuming you have to taste every batch.
Oh, of course. I mean, after you have to know if it's good. I can't be giving this out if it's bad.
Quality control, always.
So now the magic moment. We're gonna.
Okay. So then we turn it on. Medium heat?
Medium high usually.
Okay, medium high. Easy enough.
Get it on there.
Everything goes in cold.
Yes.
See what I learned?
And
I have my cube of butter ready for you, by the way, whenever we're ready. Just, it's the butter.
Well, it's gonna start to boil here. It'll boil in a couple minutes, and we're gonna leave this on here for about 20 minutes.
Okay.
It's very temperamental. It gets to about a deep kind of golden color, but it can turn really fast. And if it's turned, it's kind of over and you got to just dump it out. But it's okay. It's okay.
But there aren't a lot of ingredients, so you can test
Definitely.
a few times in your kitchen and you're not spending a lot of money.
Definitely. And once you get it down, it's pretty well. You'll know it when you see it. So
it'd be like, and now's the time to take it off the heat.
That's like crunch time. That's the.
So you love dogs.
I do love dogs.
Tell me how you got into all that and then hosting the show.
Well, I was not a dog person growing up. My dad had dogs growing up, but my mom was a total cat person, so I had a cat growing up. And I loved her dearly, but I never had a dog, and I love dogs, just never had one. So I was in college, and we were puppy sitting a friend of my dad's little tiny puppy. He lived on a boat, so his name was Popeye. So we puppy sat him, and he was on a trip. He got back. I returned the dog, but he was going on a 6-month-long fishing trip, and I was so worried about this tiny puppy on a boat. Thought he's gonna fall off. They were down in like the South Pacific, and I was so worried. And so he said, why don't you just keep him? He's like, he's too confused going different places. So he gave me his dog, which I am eternally grateful for, because he gave me my best friend and my companion. So, ever since then, I have been, like, my love for dogs has turned me into like crazy dog lady. Just getting to do the show, I mean, it combines all my loves of dogs and journalism, and really getting to be a part of the dog community and sort of inform dog owners about things, which as a dog owner is great. I love, if I can help anyone, it just makes me so happy. So.
Well, and even if you don't have a dog, I don't, because I travel a lot. I love watching the show because because one day I will have a dog, but it gives non-dog owners, I think education is key to so much in life,
Yes.
but it gives non-dog owners a little perspective on things. It's kind of like when you're on a plane and there's a crying baby. If you don't have children, don't judge. If there's a dog, this is how dogs are. And, I mean, you have to be a responsible owner, but I love the show because you do learn a lot.
Definitely. And I think as for non-dog owners as well, they get to learn a little bit about, like you said, about approaching animals, things like that. And everyone knows someone who has a dog. So that's the great thing too. Even if you don't have a dog, like, I guarantee you know someone who does, and I guarantee that the show can help them or just be entertaining and fun for them to watch.
Well, and it's you. How much fun is the show? Good heavens. I love it.
So this is just starting now to get the boil going. I'm actually going to turn it up a little bit because it will cook faster that way. And I'm like, with peanut brittle, I hover. I'm bad. I'm always in the kitchen while it's on. So
we can hover together.
I do stir it a lot.
And just keeping an eye. I mean, it's only 20 minutes of our lives. It's pretty simple.
And it's great too because you kind of get to see the whole process, like.
Well, because it turns from that to dark.
It does.
Before we started, I'm like, well, where's the peanut butter? But it's really that and peanuts.
And it's crazy because, like, right now, how you see it's really, it's liquid. Yeah. You're gonna see in a little while, it'll, you won't be able to do that. It'll stick right to the spoon. And that's kind of when you know it's getting close. So.
And the corn syrup really takes care of that.
Definitely.
To make it all stick together.
Definitely.
So how'd you come up with this recipe?
Well, I loved peanut brittle, and I thought, I gotta find a good recipe. I wanted to make it for the holiday season for family and friends, and this was a few years back, and I thought, okay, I like very simple recipes. Yeah. So I want to find something that I can do and I don't have to go to a kitchen supply store and buy anything else.
I love it.
So I Googled peanut brittle recipe without candy thermometer, and because I wanted to make it that day. So of course I had to. And I came up with this one. I found it, and I've tweaked it a little bit just for adding more peanuts, or it really depends on some people like more candy, some people like more peanuts.
I like more peanuts.
Yes. So we have a lot here today.
I love it. And while that's cooking up,
yes.
How about, I love this.
Yes.
We're gonna jump ahead.
Okay.
While that's cooking, you can still stir.
Oh, thank you.
We're gonna put double duty on you. Packaging.
Yes.
I mean, it's not just for Christmas. Any holiday, you are the DIY queen, and I love that. And you're making me not so intimidated by making things like this, not only, but then packaging them for friends and family and coworkers, whomever.
Definitely. And that's really what I think makes it a gift too, is, you make something like this, but if you put it in a plastic bag, it's like, I mean, people are so grateful, but I
zip up the bag, here you go. That's how I do it.
So, obviously you can get a little tin like this. Definitely check local dollar stores. This is a great one for Halloween. There's a Christmas one over there. Yes, I love those containers. And those two, dollar stores, craft stores, great places. something to keep in mind, you know, whenever they have sales, always go check it out. But even
How
normally
cute is that?
they're affordable. Yes, I made, so I made that. I thought that was a perfect example of really any time of year that you can kind of do that for. So I just tied these two ribbons together. You make a little bow and just, I can demonstrate actually.
I love it. And you just attach
a
it
mini
to
one.
burlap. I love burlap.
I do too.
I was going to say burlappy things, but I don't really think that's proper.
No, it is.
But I did anyway.
So I just made a little, I'll show you guys really.
I mean, it
Since
looks
we have
so
some
fancy.
time.
I know. So, and just to go back to the peanut brittle on the stove, so we just let it boil
Yes.
like that.
And let's see.
That's a pretty good rapid boil too.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be done faster. I can already tell the.
I love this one. For your someone special, for a special friend.
It's just a nice
Hearts
little.
are good.
So with a bow like that, you would just take it, and this is kind of just like a ribbon raffia. Again, find it at any craft store.
Do I have to ask for ribbon raffia?
They will know what you're
I
talking
look
about.
good,
That's
'cause
the
I'm like,
official name.
That is a word unbeknownst to me.
And you just kind of loop it back and forth like this, and it's really.
Cool.
It looks a lot fancier than it is.
Well, I was gonna
and a lot
say.
more complicated. And then you would twist it there, and you grab your little tie and just tie it around that, and you got your bow.
Well, and you've tied it to the metal that comes with the little container, the little carrying. So it's you just carry it around.
Oh, of course.
Of course, we're going to fill it with peanut brittle, but
And this is my favorite for giving peanut brittle.
So cute.
It's just regular mason jar. You can use any size depending on how much your recipient loves peanut brittle. And you just fill it up. And then I just tied a red check ribbon around it and added a little raffia in to make it a little bit more rustic.
raffia.
Really-
I love that term.
It's really simple supplies, but if done the right way, it makes it go so much further. And of course, adding little tags on. Again, dollar store, you can find these
Okay.
anywhere.
The tags are so cute. And you can find them everywhere. I love this too with the star.
Yes.
That'd be good for some of my friends in Texas.
4th of
Don't you
July,
know? Oh, look, it must be for me. It says made with love by Riannon. Thank you. Oh, wait, it doesn't say to Maria.
You're welcome.
That must be on the backside
It is
somewhere.
for you. I just forgot to write your name on it. I'm very
Love
sorry.
that. So super easy, not expensive.
No. And a variety of things you can do. It's really just about if you see anything when you're in the store and you're like, hey, that might be cute, adding a ribbon or a small little tag to it, or even like that burlap heart embellishment really can take it a long way.
So easy, and I kind of prefer the see-through because then you can go, look what I made.
And display your gifts. So, and of course, cellophane bags, always a good go-to. Fill it with a little bit of stuffed paper. You can put a few pieces in, or no paper because it might stick to the peanut brittle.
Yeah,
And
but
then add just one of these bows that we made.
It doesn't take a lot, and it looks beautiful.
Definitely.
I love it. All right. Mark all of that down, put it in your brain. We're going to continue to cook the peanut brittle, and we come back. Maybe some tasting involved. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Drownings are the #1 cause of accidental death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Designate an adult water watcher to watch kids in and around water. Save the phone calls and texts for when the kids are out of the water. Properly fence all pools with fences at least 4 feet high and with self-closing, self-latching gates. When above-ground pools aren't in use, remove the ladders. When pools aren't in use, cover them. Teach kids to stay away from drains. And if a child is missing, check the pool or spa first. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more. Because you never know which pool safety step will save a life. Until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. If you're just joining us, we're in the middle of some homemade peanut brittle. So it's been boiling for about 18 to 20 minutes.
Yes, and we are ready to add our 3 remaining ingredients. If you would cut me 2 tablespoons of butter, please.
Not the whole thing?
No, unfortunately not.
Upsetting, but
I'm-
more healthy.
I'm adding a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And then we're gonna add that butter in.
My hands are already messy. I'll reach over.
Drop it on in.
There we go.
Perfect. Now we're gonna melt the butter in there. I like to mix it up a little and get that going. I know it's foaming like crazy. And then
That is awesome. It totally turns.
yeah, and then we'll pour in the 3 cups of peanuts.
Okay, I love that. More peanuts than the sugary.
Yes, I agree. It really, I think it enhances the flavor too. So before we get it on a pan,
It was clear and now it is brown.
I know it's crazy how quickly it turns. And
oh, that looks so yummy.
just like to get it really mixed up in there. And you know, it's pretty easy mixture to get kind of going back and forth like this. I just really like to get it dissolved because the baking soda can kind of stick together. So you want to make sure, you know, when you're giving this as a gift that the person doesn't bite into
that
the
they
chunk
actually
of baking soda.
It's like, this is an odd flavor.
And so,
And we have parchment paper on a cookie sheet and we sprayed it with a little nonstick spray.
And so I'm gonna go ahead now. Actually, let me grab the, oh, thank you.
I got a hot pad for you. Look at that. Teamwork, people, teamwork.
And we're gonna just kind of, oh, thank you.
Here.
And we're gonna dump it out here. Kind of just gonna move around so we get all over.
So you don't have to spread it as much. Spread it while you put it on the pan.
Yes, and
oh my
there's
gosh.
a lot of it. It yields about 1.5 pounds per batch, so you can definitely get like, because peanut brittle is so rich, get quite a few like little gifts out of it, which is great. Or you can just sit in front of the TV
I
and
was
eat it
gonna
by
say
yourself.
gifts, forget it. This first batch, all mine. Oh mine. Oh, it smells so good. And I like the more peanuts in it.
Yes,
You
and
can already tell.
that's good enough. We'll just.
All right, then we just start spreading it around.
Yeah, and I kind of find I'll put this over here.
There, got a spatula.
Oh, thank you. Kind of hold the parchment paper while I do it.
That makes sense as it's flying off for me.
And really, you can just kind of press it down.
And you want it pretty thin.
Yes. I have found that I used to be very nervous that like, oh no, it's gonna get so, gonna dry so quickly, but it's pretty good for, you know, a little while after you put it in the pan. You can kind of really just move it around, press it out to the edges. Let's see, I can get some out there.
Look at Muscles Malloy here, I love it.
Well, I have a better spatula.
I know, I got
Sorry.
stuck with the dinky one, but that's okay.
And I broke a spatula before doing this, so.
So if I do, you won't laugh.
So definitely keep a few on hand.
Okay, and a little bigger one.
Yes.
But that's all right, I like my little one. It's doing the job, just takes more muscle.
And if you know, I always say that you can get a few like outlier pieces because those make just, I mean, you can't put those in a basket. So you just have to eat
No,
those.
that's the taste testing. Look at that. So
Looks
you want
really
it pretty
good.
thin. Oh my God, it looks so good. So we let this cool.
Yes.
And while that's cooling, I want to put together.
Place it over here.
Perfect. So we'll let that cool. Let's put together some gifts.
Okay.
You love the mason jar.
I do love the mason jar.
So I'm going to give you that one. And then breaking it up after it's cooled.
Yes. You just leave
Use
it
your
on the
hammer,
pan.
get all your aggression out.
It is great for that, but you can just use your hands. It's pretty firm. You'll be able to tell if it's kind of hot to the touch. I usually leave it about 20 minutes. If I can leave it for a half an hour, great, because the more it settles, I think the better. But just break it apart with your hands and
some stick together, and that's okay. That's the fun of it.
Yeah, you can break them apart too. It just really depends on what you want to.
So don't put it in the refrigerator. Cool it at room temperature.
At room temperature. Okay. I just sit on my counter, and then you can also leave this, if it's in an airtight container, it lasts for up to 3 weeks. So
does it? That was my next
if
question.
you're making that as a gift and maybe you're planning on giving it in like a couple days or even a week, make it in that and then put that in a plastic bag, and then you're good to go. You just take it out of the plastic bag when
So
it's
store
done.
it in an airtight container.
Yeah.
Look at how cute that is, even with all my buttery fingerprints on top. I love that. I'm taking this one home.
Definitely. You
In case
should.
you were curious. All right, well, while we're finishing up our DIY for peanut brittle gifting, and that's cooling, we're going to take a quick break. But when we get back, I get to taste the finished product, finally. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
I am a veteran, and my victory was finding the strength to be a champion.
I am a veteran. My victory is having a job I can be proud of.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
My victory was finishing my education.
Mine is proving a disability is not a limitation.
At DAV, We're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
My victory is having my new battle buddy.
As veterans face their challenges, DAV is there to help for victories great and small.
I'm a veteran, and my victory is getting the help I needed to put my life back together.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support.
I am a veteran. My victory is being there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. We have our gorgeous peanut brittle, thanks to Miss Riannon from Canine Corner. And the gorgeous way to give it as gifts, but easy.
Very easy, very affordable, and really just makes a really special, great gift.
I love it. Like, I'm taking both of these home and going to pass them off as my creation. They kind of are, but all right, finally. Oh, see y'all later. Oh, I mean, okay, I like the more peanuts. It's like a little sea salt caramel, which is so in right now. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so yummy.
I'm glad you like it.
Oh, and it's not too sweet. Like sometimes you're like, whoo.
No, and I don't think it's too crunchy either. I try to make sure it's like the perfect texture because that's so important.
And easy. You have to stir.
Yes.
And keep your eye on it. But really, a few ingredients, DIY the gifts, any holiday.
Any holiday. It really, from Christmas to 4th of July to birthdays, everything in between, it really makes a great gift.
To today. Why not just today?
Yes.
All right, and tell me when, again, Canine Corner's on?
Canine Corner, 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. CitiCABLE, Channel 3 here in Torrance, KNET 25.2 in Southern California. And it's the show dedicated to dogs and their owners. So we have adoption, we have every type of pet business on our show, and it really is just fun.
Not
and
that kind of pet business, but pet business, not the kind you have to clean up.
Businesses, yes, pet companies, I guess would be the right way to say that. And really anything, it's educational and entertaining, so definitely check it out.
Okay, she loves dogs, she hosts shows, produces, writes, and makes wonderful treats. Thank you so much for coming in, so much fun.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm taking all of this with me. Anyway, on behalf of the entire crew, Riannon and myself, thank you for joining us. I mean, we really do have some of the best chefs here right in our own community. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us again on Community Cooking.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget, you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.